Hello. Welcome to Don't Say Cunt. I'm your host, Steve Jones. I'm not actually.
I'm
Dave Foley.
Richard Blade.
Richard Blade?
Oh,
my God.
Take your shirt off.
Take
I'm
your shirt off.
Blade. I'm showing the old leather.
Well, this is Don't Say Cunt. And, of course, I am actually master impressionist, Dave Foley.
The man of
several voices.
Several voices. Yes. The man of over
dozen.
4 voices.
And I'm one of your hosts. The other host is, of course, Paul
Greenberg for the last time.
Well, let's hope.
It's not for the last
Paul Greenberg. And this is the show where we as Canadians
Team effort.
abroad endeavor to save America from a word that offends them, the word cunt, for a 45-minute span of listening time.
I still don't get it.
Why they don't like the word?
Yeah, I still don't get
know. I don't know. I remember my mom, my dear old mom, English mom,
Yep.
she used to sing cunty cunt 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 to me as I would go to sleep at night.
bedtime.
At
Put
bedtime.
your little blanket up.
Little cunty,
it's Mrs.
little
Blade.
cunty, cunty cunt 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 cunt.
God, my
And
oh my
I
God.
would drift into sleep.
While you're sleeping,
Yeah.
have a little time.
Oh my God, it works.
It does work, but for some reason Americans don't like it. I don't know. Whether, that's probably why they don't sleep enough.
People of the Commonwealth, however,
Oh, love the word cunt.
do not
Throughout the
dislike that
Commonwealth, throughout the former empire.
yes.
Yes.
The former empire, they
including
love
India.
that word.
India.
Oh,
Yeah.
bloody. Yeah.
Also
I
in
won't say.
in the movie Saturday Night Fever,
A lot of cunt in
they
that.
love the word cunt.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, I'll tell you, when I was a child, the first time I heard the word was on TV, on City TV,
Mm-hmm.
which it was Harry and Tonto
Aye.
was the movie with Art Carney,
Yeah.
who travels around with a cat.
Yeah.
Strange
I remember
movie.
the movie. Great movie.
And
No.
he has a
Great
he has
movie.
a chubby nephew.
Oscar-winning movie.
He has a chubby nephew in the
Yeah.
movie
Yeah.
who never speaks, and then he's like an adult,
Yeah.
and then they go stay at this aunt's house.
Mhm.
And then the guy has they're leaving, and the nephew has one line, and it's, "I like you a lot, Aunt Shirley, but you're a real cunt." That's his only line in the movie.
Mm.
It's brilliant.
Yeah.
And of course, in the studio with us are a fellow Canadian, and I'm by all accounts married to Paul.
At
Le-
the
legally.
moment, yeah. At the
Yeah,
moment, yeah.
yeah.
At the moment.
Moment.
Yes.
Yeah, at the
uh,
moment, yeah.
Jackie Timbrook.
Did I tell
Taylor
you I married
Harris Greenberg.
I married one of the Pigeon sisters?
Yes.
Did I mention
Yeah.
that?
I did
And-
mention that.
But do you know which one?
Oh, I never know.
No.
That's the thing.
No.
Yep. There's Jackie Harris Greenberg's with
Yes.
us, and of course, Chrissy,
Your-
my wife, Chrissy Guerrero,
Your wife.
who has a lot of
At the
names
moment.
as well.
At the
yeah,
moment.
yeah,
Say them, Dave.
yeah,
Say them, Dave.
comes and goes.
Dave, say them all in
Uh,
order.
Maria Cristina Consuelo Guerrero.
Mm.
Yeah.
Did I miss any?
Yeah, no, that's most of it.
You actually, Dave, you missed Alan.
Oh,
Yeah.
except for that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Yep, we are also
yes.
So
at
my,
the moment.
my wife, my Brigadoon wife,
Yep.
my diennial.
Brigadoon.
As a diennial,
Mm.
is that 10 years? Decennial.
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 I love
Yeah.
school.
Dickensian. I went
Yeah.
to school for 2 days.
Dickensian. I'm his Dickensian
To-
wife.
Dickensian.
To
Yeah.
make it, just
True.
to sum up, this is a country zone.
Yes,
Correct,
we will
David?
for 45 minutes. We
You will
will
not hear that
protect you from the word cunt.
No,
Yeah, the
happening.
word cunt. Yeah,
We
that
have
was
a
deliberate.
sign.
That
We have
was-
a sign.
Yeah,
It's radio.
Pointing at the sign.
No one can hear you. Oh, there is TV.
yeah,
here.
yeah.
Did you hear that, Eban? No.
In space, no one can see you point. I believe.
Now, the sound you're hearing behind me,
Yes.
besides the voice in my head,
Yeah.
farther back of that
Yeah.
is he's stinking of the toothpicks.
Oh, this,
What?
He's,
this is your inside voice in your head talking.
Evan is stinking the toothpicks,
Stinky.
which is a
That's an
term.
old vaudeville term.
It's an old vaudeville term
I believe
for playing
playing
an
the
electric
piano. Playing the piano.
Yes.
I believe it was coined by Eubie Blake.
I do. I believe you're correct.
My Eubie Blake,
Yes.
whose fingers, if you remember,
We're stinking toothpicks.
they were stinking toothpicks, and they were 30 inches long each.
Yes.
Each of his fingers was about 30 inches long.
You will never find his hands in a photograph.
No, his hands. He had fists full of yardsticks.
Luckily, they found a way to curl them up and shove them into boots.
Yep.
He sounds a little more like Freddy Krueger.
UB Blake. Yeah.
I don't know who
well,
that is.
Yeah.
Did he sleep in mittens?
Yes, his
Like a
mother made him
newborn?
mittens so he wouldn't be made fun of. at
Like how
school.
a newborn, you don't want them to claw their face off. You put mittens on them.
And he was the
Think Freddy Krueger's mom did that?
he was the king of ragtime piano, right? And or
UB
what they
Blake.
called roll.
Yeah.
What did they call the other type of
I'd like to hear some
Fats
ragtime.
Waller, Jelly Roll.
Ain't we got fun?
Yeah. Were you
Lemons, pickles,
were you
lemons,
deeply
pickles.
influenced by UB Blake, Eban, as a child,
No,
growing up in
really, no.
Piano Land,
in Piano Land.
where you obviously grew up, where all piano players come from?
I was really, truly influenced by Stink and Toothpicks.
Stinking
Mm,
toothpicks.
turns
Yeah.
out.
Actually, I
I
have
would
it.
play with
Yeah.
in the kitty litter box
Yeah.
with toothpicks. Other
Were-
people had Lincoln Logs.
were
I
you-
had
I
toothpicks.
was gonna say, would you be more of a Rick Wakeman child?
Actually, I have it under good authority that
You don't have
Evan
any
was
good
heavily
authority.
heavily influenced by Christopher Cross.
Really?
Yes,
When you're caught between the moon and
That
New.
guy.
Yeah, I can't sing that
that's
because
his
that's an expensive
favorite
song.
guy. That's
Yeah.
his favorite singer.
Sailing,
Yeah.
take me away.
Yeah.
Would you believe the
away,
first
yeah.
piano player that I remember seeing live as a kid?
Was Christopher Cross.
Victor Borga.
Victor,
Oh,
the funniest piano
genius.
player of
The
all
greatest
time.
of all time.
Genius.
That's a good one.
The greatest of
My
all.
dad loved him.
He was hilarious.
I'm
Yeah.
He was
I was
hilarious.
obsessed.
Didn't you
with
see him in
Victor
performance,
Borga.
Paul Greenberg as well?
No, we used to watch him on PBS all the time.
All
Did
the
you see
time.
him live, Eben?
And
Yeah.
on
Saw him
Merv,
live.
he'd be on Merv
You
Griffin
saw
a
him
lot. Where did
live?
you see him
Yeah.
live?
Oh, you know what?
Um,
Maybe I did see him. I
in
saw him
San Francisco.
when I was a
Don't try to
kid.
compete with
San
Evan.
Francisco.
Mm.
Yeah.
Eben saw him in San Francisco.
I saw him in San Francisco.
I saw Mr. Jessup live.
I can't remember if it was Davies Symphony Hall, if that existed when I was that young, or if it was something
Yeah.
equivalent. It was somewhere where that is.
I saw Vladimir Horowitz live. That's cool.
Yeah.
Like anyone gives a shit.
That was
This guy.
before he was president of Russia.
Yeah, he's amazing.
Okay.
Yeah. Who did I see live?
Can
I saw the Osmond Brothers.
Did you really?
Yeah, I
Wow.
did. Yeah. Went with
Oh,
my
Like-
Ah, come on.
went with my sister.
That's
uh,
awesome.
Jenny.
We saw Tom Jones live, but it was at Bed Bath & Beyond.
For a celebrity,
I
we
saw
went
Tom
to-
Jones live. I did.
Yeah.
I
Did
saw
you?
him
Bed
play, I
Bath
think,
and Beyond.
twice.
Oh
Did
no,
you?
we saw him at Bed Bath and Beyond.
You actually, yeah.
You know what? And
Well, I
I'll-
saw Rod Stewart at Toys R Us.
Oh,
the
that's
interesting,
That's
the
cool.
interesting thing about Bed Bath & Beyond, Jackie still threw her panties at him.
yeah. right
They
there.
didn't- well, they
Right
just,
there
they
in
just,
the
they just
Tupperware
flew at him.
section. Yeah.
They just
He was
automatic
trying to shop and he was
response.
covered in ladies' panties.
I saw Liza Minnelli do a show at Place des Arts
Yeah.
back in Montreal in I think 1980.
My.
And she came out for the encore in a bathrobe and a towel because I'm ready to go home, but you people are keeping me here.
Oh,
Came out and sat on a stool.
Liza.
And
Oh,
she
that's good.
sang Somewhere Over the Rainbow
Wow.
with a towel on her head.
I don't know that
Oh,
song.
with a-
Everybody
Yeah.
cried.
Hmm.
Everybody cried. No, like,
Mhm.
you know, she was like taking off my makeup, but
Yeah.
one more.
I saw
Oh,
a
great.
orangutan do that same bit.
Towel?
Yeah,
You did?
where I
Where?
did for
You
real
did?
at
Did it?
Universal Studios,
Ah.
the tour, where the trainer keeps going, JoJo's not here. Where's JoJo? And then the orangutan comes out with the shower cap and a towel. Oh, you were in the shower.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
I'm thinking, Liza, maybe, I've been watching Fosse Verdon. If you haven't seen it yet, it's a
Mm-hmm.
I haven't.
great series.
I haven't.
But there is a bit in there that Gwen Verdon, her first Broadway show, the audience is going crazy for her, and she was already changing and had a towel on, and they dragged her out
Uh-huh.
for her
that
bow.
wonderful.
Yeah,
And she
in a
bowed in
towel.
just a towel?
Wow.
Just
So
a
now
towel?
I think maybe Liza stole it.
Well,
Maybe.
Or the orangutan
Maybe.
stole it.
yeah.
No,
Or
my
the
Or they all
orangutan
got it from the
deal.
orangutan.
Or they-
How do you... Eben,
Evan?
does the
I didn't do
orangutan
it.
have a case?
Yeah.
Evan's been
Evan's
Evan's been reinstituted.
By the way,
in
as of this
Tullio.
moment,
Are you you're
Who
on
did?
you're on active
Reconstituted.
duty?
I am an
believe-
active
You are,
attorney.
you are no
As we
longer on...
speak.
we have to pay? Do we have to pay to ask you a question?
Well, yeah.
So you are no longer on
No, you know,
disappointment.
ask anything.
I can do it pro bono if I want.
Oh, pro bono.
Now,
I already paid the state bar what they needed out of me.
Pro bono.
Does that mean you could be called
Sounds
to duty?
Duty, you said duty.
Yeah.
I could. Well, I can't be,
You'd
like,
be called
drafted
up.
or anything.
No,
but-
they can't just make you do law.
No, but we have to call him
No.
Sir Eban Schletter.
All right.
now.
Yeah.
But you're the kind of lawyer that you wear those powdered wigs, right? You're that kind?
yeah.
Oh gosh, I would love to do that. Wouldn't that be great?
They still wear them in
Canada's
Canada.
Do that
They
here
wear
in
the robes.
LA
They wear the
downtown.
robes. They used to wear the wigs.
Yeah, they used to. England, they still wear the wigs.
Yep.
Yeah. They don't wear the wigs in Canada anymore, but they do
Ad.
still wear the robes. What, Paul?
Ad.
Oh, ad. Oh, well.
It's going to be for my law firm. We're going to do an ad for my
Good.
law firm. I'm going to tell you how I can win your case, but you've got to get me within the next 2 weeks because I'm going to go back on inactive
Yeah.
status as
So
soon
if
as
you
I'm
have-
done with what I'm
If you
doing.
have mesothelioma, Eban is available. Just hork up something and send it in an envelope.
Before August,
Yeah,
because
and you'll run it to the lab.
I'm
well,
going to refile inactive.
Now there's a possibility that some of you listening now.
Both.
First off, there's a possibility that some of you are still
Was
listening
that
now.
it? Was that the whole statement?
I think so. And there may be an advertisement for a product or service,
That's British.
or there,
advertising.
yeah, or there may not be. We really don't give a fuck one way or the other.
Where's
We
this
don't.
coming from?
Goodness.
Man.
David.
That word is not
man.
prohibited on this
Well,
show.
it's true. There's no sign.
No. All right. So listen to your ad or don't. Jesus Christ, you people.
Here we go.
Terrible attitude.
Aw, see, you were so
feel better now.
judgy and
Put me in a
harsh.
good mood, that
That
ad.
Yeah.
just made me feel really good.
I know. And nice. You know what? Jesus is all right.
Aw, see?
With you.
Jesus took the
Yeah.
wheel.
Yeah.
Oh,
Took it.
Yeah.
Just took that wheel.
Jesus, my back hurts. Oh.
Paul,
Yeah.
Paul sat with an anti-Semitic
Jesus.
nun on a plane.
Really?
Uh-huh. Yeah, she sat right next to me.
Oh.
Started grilling me. She
yeah.
was a sister. She wasn't like in a habit or anything.
I don't think she was Catholic. I
No,
think she was some culty. Her
Well,
own
really,
doing
being Christian at all is in a way anti-Semitic.
A little bit.
I mean, at its core.
Unless you're
at
classic.
its core.
If you're classic.
She was
Yeah.
very nice, and then all of a sudden
Yeah.
she wasn't.
Because at the very core of the belief, you are in the wrong,
Yeah.
right?
Oh, come on.
Oh my goodness!
Jenny McCarthy's here.
Yeah.
What? Well, then I have to leave.
Oh my God. I thought this was a. I was under the impression this was a guestless show. That's
We
great.
lied. We lied.
It still is
Well.
kind of.
We lied because we had the hottest
Jump in.
guest ever.
Really?
Oh my
Hi,
God.
friends. How are you?
Hello.
Oh,
Look
you
behind
broke
you.
the
You'll
rule.
notice the
Please.
sign behind
Yeah,
you,
please.
Broke the rule.
Yes, but if anyone
And
says hot
45
cunts,
minutes.
it's
Oh
me.
my
Yes,
God!
you own them.
Again.
You own them.
You're an expert in cunts.
I really am. I actually thought about it on the way here, going, I hope it's like cunt as in labia and not as in people on The View.
No.
Yeah.
All
You're
of
an
them?
expert on all
I
the
know
cunts.
both
I
of
know
them very
both.
well.
You know every
Yeah.
kind of cunt.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I shouldn't say it.
But explain to me again, even though I have listened to your amazing
You
podcast.
have not.
I have. I listened to
Yeah,
the Kelsey Handler one.
Well, we figure America doesn't like the word cunt, so we thought we'd give them a place.
Oh, you can't say
Is it
Oh.
just America?
It's
It's
Yeah,
just
they
like
kinda-
it's like a cunt avalanche.
But is it
It's
just
avalanche.
Americans that don't like it?
It really is just
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Americans
Yeah, the rest
get
of the world
upset.
So
loves the word.
Australia's fine
Yeah,
with
they
it?
love
Oh,
the
oh
word.
my God!
North Korea, we have no idea.
We
Yeah.
don't.
Well, they have
Yeah.
a word for it.
Which
Yeah.
is
Yeah, Australians.
Yeah,
are,
I think it's hello,
are
actually.
Pretty much addicted to it. Yeah,
Hello.
Which is confusing.
Hello.
yeah. It's everyone's surname.
Yeah.
The entire country.
Kim and cunt.
Yeah.
you know how many documentaries I've watched on North Korea?
Oh yeah.
No, no.
I-
Tell me.
As many
Number them.
as many as YouTube has.
How
along
many
with-
are there?
There's about 15 really good ones.
Oh.
Is
Yeah.
that your late night before sleep?
it's-
make-
Yeah. Does that lulls you to sleep at night? Makes you feel
I go
good.
down the rabbit hole and then I need
Yeah.
more and more and more. But the crazy thing is I want to see more suffering, which
what?
is
Oh.
fucked up.
Yeah, it
No,
really
it
makes you feel
makes
good about
sense.
yourself.
I'm like,
though,
what
doesn't
is wrong with me? Because I'm like watching it
know.
going like, oh, this one wasn't that good.
Yeah.
Because they didn't show the real fucking bad shit. And
Right.
then I'm like, what's wrong with
I
me?
thought they'd be making stew out of grass.
Or like Handmaid's Tale. Like me and my friends loved
not
the
dark
first
enough for
season,
you?
and now we're like, well, season 2, there wasn't enough fucking rape. Like, who
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Well, Christy
I know what
and
you
I
mean. It's
watch
disappointing.
crime murder shows before
That's
bedtime.
all they watch.
That's all we watch.
It's
empowering.
Somebody's
Criminal
been
Minds.
killed.
Do you ever
Criminal
watch?
Minds.
Do you watch Criminal Minds?
No, I don't.
Are you
watch
sure
that
you're a
one.
woman?
Her husband is a criminal on TV.
He's
He's on the blue blood.
Well, he's
Like
a criminal
criminal.
fighter. He's
Yeah.
a criminal fighter on TV.
But that isn't all just rape, is it?
He's a bit
There's
of
a
a
bit of
dick
rape.
about
There's
it.
a little
though.
bit of rape
There's
in
a
that,
bit
too.
of rape. He's a bit of a
What?
dick about it. He doesn't. He doesn't believe that I watched the
He
show,
doesn't
but
do any-
pre her, pre Jenny, I was watching the show, and he doesn't believe.
Oh yeah,
it.
how
So-
did his wife die?
Yeah.
Go.
in a helicopter?
Oh
crash.
wow, she does fucking
No,
watch
she,
the show.
she watched it way
Off
before.
camera. Off
You know-
camera. That was
Oh,
crazy.
really?
You know, I've worked with Tom Selleck myself.
Whoa, what?
Wow, the
No,
trash.
I've worked with Tom Selleck in a little picture called 3 Men and a Baby.
Oh
Oh,
my
you were the
God.
baby.
Yeah,
Yeah, she was the baby.
Or you're the dead guy behind the curtain.
I was the dead guy. Yeah. I was
that's
the
still creepy,
I was the
still
pharmacy
creepy.
clerk at when he needed diapers. That was me.
So wait, so
Great
then
job,
you
babe.
had to know about obviously the dead person behind the curtain.
I was in. I saw that set. Yeah, it was just a standee. It was supposed to be a prop.
It was a cardboard
supposed to
cutout,
be a
right?
Ted Danson standee from one of his acting jobs.
Right.
Yeah, and it was behind a curtain.
But also
Yeah.
it was a ghost too, though.
Oh yeah, it
Of
was
a
a ghost.
standee.
Yeah,
I want it to be a ghost. I think everyone wants it to be a
yeah,
ghost.
yeah. You know what? Here's the weird thing. Ted Danson is a ghost.
What?
Yeah, he's
Well-
been dead. He's been dead for 70 years.
You know that explains the hair.
Yeah, yeah.
And my cadaver makeup.
And why
I can
he's
relate.
but he's really very nice. He's a lovely ghost.
I wouldn't know Ted Danson. Wasn't there a ghost or dead person or someone hanging in The Wizard of Oz also?
Yeah, that was Steve Gutenberg.
Yes. yeah.
How weird is that?
Yeah.
So weird.
What are the chances?
Yeah.
So weird.
I feel like I look like the blonde sometimes from Police Academy.
Oh.
People are
ever
like,
get
who do you think
mistaken
you
for
look
that?
like?
Oh,
And I'm
what's
like,
that? I don't know
no.
that.
People ask me who I think I look like. I'm like, I think the Police Academy chick.
Now I don't want to.
That is pretty random and also very possible.
Right?
Oh,
Yes,
man, I
that's
like
really
that.
Especially
You
if I
know-
have sunglasses on and shorter hair and I'm wearing a tight shirt. It's identical.
Wow. I
Which
feel
is
bad
pretty much every day.
because Bob Goldthwait is a friend of mine. So now I have to admit in public, I've never watched the Police Academy movie.
What?
Oh,
never-
man.
No,
Never.
you've never been high.
No. Yeah.
They're pretty great for
Wow.
a 12-year-old boy that wants to jerk off to the blondes.
Yeah.
Which
Do you get to
they
see her?
think it's
Not
Jenny
you,
McCarthy.
which
Do you
is
s-
not you.
Do you see?
Not Jenny.
Do you see her faux Jenny McCarthy tits in the movie? In these movies?
Well, they're pretty. You can't not see them. How's
Oh
that?
well, I know I couldn't.
They're no Phoebe Cates tits, but
Oh, please,
No,
that's
please,
different.
That's
please.
insane.
Now
Like,
that you've invoked Phoebe Cates' tits, we have to take a moment of
not there.
silence.
Let's just take a
okay. But
moment.
let's play Who Would You Rather right now with tits. Is it Phoebe Cates or is it Jamie Lee Curtis tits?
Nothing beats Jamie
Phoebe.
Lee Curtis.
See, I
Phoebe-
keep
Nothing
topping
beats
it now.
Jamie Lee Curtis.
I'm Phoebe. I'm Phoebe.
Wow,
Phoebe.
he's Team Phoebe.
No.
Phoebe Cates. Phoebe Cates.
Trading Places.
Oh, those tits
Jamie
were
Lee
great.
Curtis.
They're amazing. Yeah.
Places.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
scene's pretty crazy when
Ooh,
that
what
comes
about-
off because
what
you don't
about-
think
They're
of her
crazy
that way.
because no one even knew she was remotely attractive until that movie.
And they were
Yeah, they're movies.
spectacular.
Yeah, well, they
They
were
You know what?
for a lot of
Insane.
things.
It's also the most shocking tits in film history. Uma Thurman in Dangerous Liaisons.
I don't remember seeing that.
Yeah,
Is-
I
are
remember
those-
that.
are
I
you-
remember that.
Is that
Because
a
she
negative?
she looked like a gawky teenager, and then she takes off her.
Okay, who's had bad
But
tits?
she,
Let's
no,
go
no, no,
there.
but Uma had to keep her hands up because otherwise they were too droopy.
Glenn Close.
Oh,
Glenn
really?
Close. I
Glenn
think
Close.
they were in one. I think I remember, unfortunately, seeing a Glenn Close boob
Yeah, that was.
once.
I think that was a bad boob.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In Outlander, one is a wee bit deflated. The left one's
In which-
a little
whose?
deflated. Outlander lady.
Oh, she's been
Who was
watching
the
Outlander,
Outlander
and
lady?
she shows me. Do you watch Outlander?
Porn.
You know this show?
Oh,
I
that.
heard-
Oh, that.
It's
that,
porn.
that-
It's
No, it's
all
full-blown.
my ladies in the Midwest love it.
It's all
full
sex.
blown.
I have
It's
never
at
seen it.
the well, an episode
Never seen it.
opened
It's a
with
Harlequin
the
romance.
Scottish. Her Scottish. She got
She has
president.
a boy toy.
She got a World War II husband, and then
You
she's
were
got
like
a
pointing
old.
to your crotch and you said
no,
Scottish.
he's eating her out.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
how
okay.
the
I
show.
was
how
like,
the
is that
show
the new
opens.
term
You got to
for it?
upgrade to like incest.
all,
Game of
you
Thrones.
see, all you see is a leg up, and she's
Hold on.
asleep.
Are you saying you don't know that eating out the term is going Scottish?
I didn't.
Yeah.
No,
I didn't
Yeah.
know that.
Yeah.
Having,
You say
yeah.
you never heard that.
It's sometimes you'll say I'd
He's
like a
go-
bag of haggis.
He went all haggis on me.
Yeah.
He did a kilton.
Yeah.
He gave her
Excuse
a
me.
sound. He got up in the morning, gave her a sound kilton. He did.
You know whose nudity I like though is the Game of Thrones bitches. You know what I mean? Like they've got
Okay.
they've got all different types of shapes.
Yeah,
they,
no,
they,
but
they
my
cover every
yeah, but that's
possible.
no.
Well, that's just 'cause they ran out.
Season one was epic because
Right.
no one was
That's what I'm talking
famous
about.
and there was no contracts and everybody was showing everything. And then season 2, they even have body double.
There's always the bordello scene where there's 6
they
naked women
discuss
there,
politics.
and they
yeah.
just
and
walk
there's,
across.
And there's
the thing.
no.
But
fake
the
boobs.
best heinous one, because I like going for the heinous.
Heinous or anus?
Heinous is
Heinous,
the
heinous.
one on the when what's his name? Fuck, the guy that lost his dick. Help me out here.
Oh yeah, yeah. The
Okay,
guy.
the guy.
John Wayne Bobbitt?
No, Game of
No,
Thrones.
the guy. You know, he's.
I didn't-
What's the name of the
yeah,
guy?
yeah.
Okay,
only
that
watched-
guy.
The
I only watched
Unsullied.
the first
The
season.
Unsullied.
Okay, then you know this because
haven't watched
then he
the
gets
first
on this
season.
ship and he's
Yeah,
fucking a whore
Yeah.
before he lost his dick, and
Oh.
that whore is like, she's like, if my dad finds out, and I don't know what he says, but she's one of those chicks that I think that guys talk about where they want to put a pillow over their face while they're having sex.
Oh, so if I was a chick.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay, fair enough.
Because they'd be all about your body,
Right.
and less about
That's
your
why.
face.
Yeah.
But those girls had to do those scenes. I mean, I've had to
Yeah.
do some nude scenes before, which were very awkward,
Right.
but not like that.
No,
And mine
yeah.
were considered soft porn.
Right.
Is it-
No,
Is
these
it
are
just
like.
the deal now that if you're an actress, you have to do that?
I guess.
Yeah. I think it's a deal now that if you're an actor, you do too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
guys do it
It's
too.
getting
now.
there. Yeah.
Westworld showing some dick
Right.
finally.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
I'm only ever naked for comedic value.
Mhm.
And
You
it's
and Will
more
Ferrell.
often than you would
You've
think.
been naked.
More
You make me
often.
laugh all the time.
I've
Yeah.
seen you naked, right?
Yeah, you
Have
have.
you done
Who
though?
hasn't?
Have you done a naked scene ever?
I've done a few. I've done
Yeah.
my first one was actually my first naked scene was in From the Earth to the Moon, which is being re-released.
Which
The,
and you played Orson Bean.
No. Yeah, I played the fourth man on the moon, Orson Bean. But my first nude scene was with Paul McCrane, who was the gay guy in Fame, if you remember. And it was Paul and I as astronauts floating back into the.
Is this a porno
Space
version of the
Yeah.
the moon, Dave?
Well, Paul.
the director's cut.
Pete Conrad and Al Bean, when they came back from the lunar surface, their uniforms were so caked in filth that Dick Gordon wouldn't let them back into the command module unless they stripped. So they had to strip down, and then they float back in. So Paul McCrane and I
still sounds like the porn
had to
version.
float naked into the which really
Floated naked.
yeah, which involved having to come up through the frame, and then as we got above the frame, had rotate so your ass is to camera.
Are you rotating yourself like slowly?
We're on
moving your
like
own
a
body?
lazy Susan. There's a crew
Oh,
guy
you
turning
didn't
that.
do-
Is your ass
and
like
then,
in his face
and then we had to
while
reach.
that's happening?
Then had to reach up out of frame so that some grips could grab you by the wrist and
lift
pull.
you
them.
No way.
Yeah.
All naked.
Yeah, that
And
was-
where can people find this film?
It's on HBO.
Yeah,
on HBO.
yeah.
It's actually because it's all about the Apollo mission. So
Today is the
they've
50th
re-released
anniversary that they took off to the moon.
Yeah.
Today.
Look at that transition we
yeah,
did.
Come
so
on.
it's
That's amazing.
re-released, so you can watch
And-
it. You can go home tonight. And you can,
Not to age myself,
might.
but I remember pulling over on the side of the road and my dad going, "There they go."
I still want to talk about his
Oh.
nudity though.
Yeah.
So
that was my first one.
when a guy goes into having to do a nude scene, do you have to worry about like manscaping, or do you not give a shit?
Well, this is in the '90s before men
Oh,
learned how
so
to do
bushes
that.
were huge
Yeah.
fighting women
Yeah.
too.
And
We're portraying the 60s.
60s, yeah,
So
an astronaut.
So you had broke
and
cream.
really no
and,
broke
and,
cream
and
in
you
your
and we, and we rotated, so you just saw our asses.
And Orson Bean was
Smart.
notably bushy,
Yeah,
right?
He was Orson the Bush Bean, I believe was his.
What was the name? What was the name?
It
of
was,
the
of course, it was
astronaut?
Alan Bean.
Alan Bean, but I
Alan
think
Bean,
it's
who was
funny.
a great
Because
who was
you're
an
an
artist.
asshole.
Yeah.
Well,
When I posed for Playboy, I purposely made sure I didn't groom just so it would try to hide the cunt.
really?
Can you see the sign? behind
Yeah.
you?
Yeah,
The lady parts. Say lady parts.
lady parts, my labia, and
Much better.
it's when I look back now, and I invite everyone to Google 1993 Miss October.
Okay.
And it is my mom
Hang
literally
on.
was like, you are 75% Polish. It's
So hairy.
so hairy
So hairy.
that someone just sent me an autograph to sign in the mail, and I opened it up and I was like, Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah, to the beard.
It looked like a 1970s Lamaze birthing video. You know when you first see
Wow,
one of those
yeah.
and you're like, holy fucking just shag carpet to the
It was
knees.
it was like that guy in Game of Thrones.
I heard a rumor they
the
found
beard.
DB Cooper in your bush.
Wow.
Even
Seems like a good time.
Did it even like cover your hips? Was it that?
it wasn't that. It just went outward.
So it's like an
To
afro.
be fair, it was,
Total.
and she did use a comb. I remember you telling me.
Oh,
that
we've heard the story of that day of that shoot. Didn't they tie strings to you in order
They
to keep you?
taped me to the table and strings, and then they fluffed my bush with a brush.
Oh.
Let's transition that into an
yeah.
ad.
Ad.
Well, on that,
Maybe it's
Yeah.
an ad
we have an
for
ad.
bush
We're-
cream.
God, I hope it's for like Jerry curl.
A hairbrush for everything.
Or
Long,
bush tape.
short, even the shorties. Here we go.
Yeah. Do you unruly bush? Let's hope this product helps.
Uh-huh.
Okay, that was weird because it was for orange juice.
Yep. I stand by my recommendation.
It's fine.
Yep. Orange juice is a wonderful grooming product.
So are fluffers. but
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
We didn't get those at Playboy.
No, that's yeah.
Those
You
are
know,
the good old days.
Nowadays, yeah. Now that it's unionized.
Do you miss
So
Polaroids?
sad.
Do you remember they stopped the
No.
nudity? Do you remember they stopped? Playboy was going to stop having
Yeah, they
nudity?
tried stopping
They
it for.
did.
Yeah, they did.
stopped
I don't remember
for-
this.
they
lasted
stopped
about
for-
10
The
minutes.
problem is Hef didn't like change very much. He wore obviously the same pajamas all the time.
Yeah.
He ate the same dinner, which is pork chops, every single night. And then when they wanted to transition into online, he couldn't grab the concept of digital porn.
Yeah.
And so they never kind of grew that way. And then the photographers, I mean, I had Pompeo. He was 89 years old who did my centerfold. He was there since the beginning of Playboy. So
Yeah.
talk about not transitioning, but these guys were so old that they'd spend 7 hours lighting one shot. So you'd have this eye beam, a nipple
was
beam.
beautiful.
It was beautiful.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then towards the end, Hef lost control. And the board members, these stock guys, kicked him out. And he had no say towards the end. So it was really sad. So my last layout, he had no direction whatsoever on it. And he was so depressed.
Was that at Elvis's honeymoon house?
No, that was the second to the last
That was
one.
so good.
That was
That
good.
was so good, and you kept sending
My
me.
tits were a little saggy in that, but
No, they were killer.
Yeah.
And you did
But
the
what was
thing.
the state of your
But then
bush?
she'd send me. It was when they
trimmed.
They had
wow.
invented. We had cell phone photos by then. So Jenny would send, look how good, delete please, delete please.
And they were of my makeup artist, not me.
They were so good. I would always delete. They were great.
But I miss them. I
I
miss
miss
Hef.
that I never did a boob shot. When
The
I had
parties were
boobs.
so amazing.
We went once we went to a Halloween with you.
I was having the time of my life, remember?
Yeah,
I was falling
fun.
around, just
And you took us to all the places that
remember-
other people weren't.
Yeah, do you
allowed
remember
to
we had to
go?
use the bathroom, but we went into the house, which people
Where
don't
the
usually do,
workout
into
room
the
was?
workout room.
Yes.
And it was the same shag from 1971.
I mean, how about the grotto?
Wow.
Oh yeah.
I breathed in so much skin that I weighed 4 pounds more when I came out of the grotto.
I mean, I've seen some things there that
Name
I
two.
thought I would never see.
Name two
Let's
things.
see, Pauly Shore,
No, I don't need to hear more.
the producers of Baywatch. What's Fabio was there a lot.
Oh, come on.
Martin Landau. Martin Landau was always.
That's who was in the grotto,
Martin Landau?
Yes.
Oh, he was always. Every time I've been there, Martin Landau and Scott Baio were there.
laying down with a chick.
Yeah. Well, he has to lay down.
I was like, didn't he play Dracula?
Yeah.
I'm like,
You told a story about living above the garage once when you
Yes.
first start.
well, when I lived there, when I first became a playmate, they this is the first time I came to LA. They picked me up and I was like, can you drive me around before you take me to the Playboy Mansion? And he's like, sure. So we're driving around for about an hour and I go, when are you going to show me like Hollywood, LA? And he's like, we've been in it. I'm like, what? You know, when people come here,
Yeah.
nothing.
It's very disappointing.
Nothing
it's
to
very disappointing. So I'm like, he's like, the
Bunch of
most
mini
exciting
malls.
place is the Playboy Mansion. So we
Yeah.
pull up this driveway and you guys, it's so beautiful in person, the grounds. Then we pull up to the front entrance and the car keeps going. And I'm like, what? So we go towards the bottom, towards the back gate. And he goes, okay, get out. And it's a guard shack that's next to the dog kennel. It's connected to the dog kennel. And they're like, you have to stay in here because Hef was married at the time.
Oh yeah.
So
Oh, yeah.
she wouldn't let the girls out. So we had to sleep with the dogs and then ask permission to leave the house. What? Yes. And then I'd call and be like, can I have food? So I'd go inside the house after permission and the kids were eating. They were in their high chairs at this point.
Yeah.
And I walked past and they're throwing bacon at me and sausage and
Well.
And you ate it.
I ate it. And the furniture, though, from the time I started there till the time Hef passed away, the same
Same stuff.
same furniture. Can you imagine the DNA
You
that
know
is
what?
in that
Hey.
house?
I'd like to luminol that place.
If
and see
it-
what
Oh my
comes
God.
up.
If it ain't broken, don't
I
clean
just
it.
want to put one chair on Forensic Files, like Forensic Files special. To
right.
say how much DNA can you find in one chair?
Well, I heard one story that the couch actually got a chair pregnant.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it,
Yeah. Gave birth to an ottoman.
I walked into the guard shack with a girl. Now, mind you, I just came from working in a Polish grocery store in Chicago for 7 years.
I remember.
With a giant bush, okay? So I come walking in this guard shack room, and there's this naked girl with double H. I've never even heard of that. Boobs. They're enormous, naked, leg spread. And I go, hi. She's like, oh, you're my roommate. And she's fanning her pussy with her legs. I'm sorry, her cunt. And
Pussy.
and she goes, I'm just hot waxing my poon.
Yeah.
hot waxing.
And that's when I learned
Oh.
about something called
Waxing.
maintenance and trimming
It's an
and
education.
waxing.
That's
You know
isn't
what?
that amazing that the first person that you learned that from looked like that?
Yes. And she was
amazing.
married to a mobster from Florida.
Oh.
Wow.
Just got better and better. And then she's like, in the middle of the night, she's like, I'm going to go and try to find Hef. And I'm like, he's married. Me and my fucking innocent 19-year-old brain, but he's married. You can't do that. She's
Yeah.
knocking on his window in the middle of the night.
I went to his first party after his divorce.
Oh, yeah.
I brought Neil Peart from Rush.
That's when things got better.
It was an interesting night.
Parties
with
didn't
John
end at one.
Kastner and
Yeah, they
Yeah.
kept going.
yeah, and my friend Cecil got hit on by Bijou Phillips.
Nice.
Bijou Phillips started making out with our friend Cecil.
It's a good night.
Well, that's a great story.
Yeah.
I can
And
beat
Martin
it.
Landau.
Let's play top
Always
that.
Martin Landau.
Yeah.
I want to play Top That, Playboy.
I
Go.
could top that.
Top that, Jenny.
Walking around, it's like 12:05, and I'm like looking for the after party. I'm like, where's the after party? Where's the after party? Where's the after party? They're like, here. I'm like, there's no one here I'd like to see naked. Like, so, I mean, everyone was about 85 and over.
Yeah.
So someone comes up to me and says, there's an after party, but I don't know if it's an after party. It's just someone's house. I said, I'm in. So I fill the car with, I better not say who it is,
All right.
but I'll tell you who the house we went to. So I get in the car and
Who is it?
I bring a bunch of sluts with me
right.
and these other couple famous people. And so we're driving and we're driving and we're driving for like fucking 50 minutes. And I'm like, where the fuck are we? And they're like, we're in the valley. But like deep, deep, deep valley.
Valley.
So we pull up to this like bungalow, humble home. And I'm like, it's dark. There's no cars outside. Where the fuck are we? We are in New Year's Eve gowns from the Playboy mansion. So you can just imagine.
Right.
Yeah.
And like half naked. We walk in the door and there's like two people in S&M outfits in the corner. So I'm like, okay, this could be good. The carpet is a little shaggy, so that concerned me.
Mm-hmm.
And the television was one of those, before we had those flat screens, they were those
big,
fat,
giant, fat
big,
ones.
Oh,
giant,
yeah.
fat ones.
Yeah.
With
And
the
there's just
Yeah.
huge. And there was a guy in a video that was being electrocuted over and over again. So I'm like,
Oh, was this my house?
This is one of Dave's parties.
comes around the corner. Corey Feldman, welcome to my home.
Oh,
was
my
Dave's house.
God.
What
it
a-
was
oh
the
my
valley.
What a weird. My friend Jeremy Corbell is going to Corey Feldman's house tonight for a party.
Fucking way.
Oh,
Yeah,
Well,
Corey Feldman's
maybe that
birthday party. I
TV's
think.
still there.
Yeah.
Oh, we should crash it.
I would love
So
to.
I was like, fuck it. I'm going to have a good time and
Yeah.
party my balls off on
did-
the floor rolling
Did
around
you get your
somebody.
Feldman on?
No, but I think Feldman watched a friend of mine with my stepbrother who I brought, who I lied and said he was the president of a big company. And
Oh.
he got laid so hard that night.
That's hilarious.
So hard. And he couldn't have been like,
I think we met him.
yeah.
Yes.
He's, how do you describe him?
Homer Simpson.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, but all these sluts, I'd be like, hey, he's the president of this huge company. And they're like, sitting on his lap, making out with him. I'm like, God, that fucking works in LA.
Wow.
You are
Really
the best
works.
Wow.
stepsister ever.
Really
Yes.
works.
I
Just
really
don't give a
am.
name so they don't Google them.
No, I'm not giving
no.
any names.
No.
But my brain of story, I mean, I have
No, it's too many.
I have a vault
You're
of,
amazing.
I mean,
How
Jackies
many?
are-
How many of them are about Dan Aykroyd?
Actually, one. he saved
Saved your
my life.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yes,
oh,
you-
well, that's
no.
like a good Canadian
No,
boy.
he really, really saved her life.
I got carbon monoxide poisoning
What?
Yeah, she was gonna die.
on set.
What?
and I was in my trailer.
set?
The Teamsters, we were in Reno, and it was freezing, and the Teamsters, they wanted to keep my trailer warm, so they taped hefty bags from the bottom of the trailer to the ground, and they didn't put the exhaust pipe outside. So all of this is filling in, and all of a sudden I felt like my head was being crushed, and I'm like, oh, I've got a bad headache, I better lay down. Now I'm like, now I'm feeling nauseous, now I'm feeling very sleepy, and then all of a sudden I like going, I can't breathe, maybe I should get, and I start crawling. I open up the door, and when oxygen hits someone that's filled with carbon dioxide, you convulse. So I passed out and rolled down the stairs. Mind you, I'm playing the role of a hooker. Real stretch there, but I'm dressed as one. So and Lauren Bacall is my madam, of course. But I go rolling down the stairs, and the next thing I know, I wake up, my eyes open, it's Dan Aykroyd screaming over my face, going, "What the fuck is happening? What the fuck is happening?" Screaming to get help.
Yeah.
And then I got in an ambulance, and they said I was filled with carbon monoxide poison.
Wow.
Wow.
And they said before death is convulsions. So I was very close.
And did those the people that did that, did they get fired?
No, I married the director, which is really weird.
Yeah, that's weird.
Wow.
Since he told them to tape up the thing.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah, that's pretty weird.
The crazier thing is I come home from the hospital. I have the worst diarrhea because that's how you detox it.
Which was kind of awesome.
It was awful. And
Called Tuesday to me.
my phone rings, and it's Dan Aykroyd going, "Hey, you want to come over and get high? I got some weed."
Wow.
I'm like, I am filled with so many fucking toxins right now. Dan Aykroyd. But he was,
Yeah, but I saved your life.
Yeah.
I think you owe it to him.
have you worked with him?
I've never worked with him, but I've met him at least a half dozen times. I don't think he ever remembers who I am. That might be
Fair,
because
he's
I'm not
probably high.
memorable. That's
And
true.
Also, to be fair, I don't either.
Yeah, that's true. I keep having to show you my ID.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
And
Isn't
you
it
are.
weird when you have to introduce yourself to the same person over
I
and
know.
over
Do
again?
you have that disease where you meet people, even someone you know, and you're afraid to say the name because what if you're wrong?
Every day of my life.
Yeah.
I have that
Every day.
all the time.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not sure of your name right now.
On the plane ride here, I had no makeup on, and which I always say I look like Jimmy Carter, because I think I do,
Jimmy Carter?
without makeup on. But I'm sitting there, my hair's in a bun. I'm sitting there, and the plane takes off, and a guy comes from Coach, and he taps me. He goes, "I just got to say, I love your work." And I'm like, "Thanks." And he goes, "I mean, Chelsea, you are just so amazing."
Oh.
And I'm like, "Oh, I'm so sorry, Chelsea. I'm so sorry. I couldn't have looked more haggard. I wanted to take a picture and send it to her and be like, I just got recognized as you, Chelsea." Sorry about that, girlfriend. She was on this show.
Yeah.
Was. Yeah.
Was she a cunt too?
Totally.
No.
Well, she's,
Can
she's always.
Can
you
we,
know,
for the rest of the show, let's revert, an
Roll?
inverted cock. How about that?
too much? It's too long.
Well, I'm just saying. No.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Inverted cock.
Yeah,
you
there we
you
go.
like our view? It's nice.
You know
right?
what? I do. I was
Are you
looking at
shocked
it when
how
the sun.
classy we are.
I thought I was going to be in a garage with a futon. To be perfectly honest,
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's you know how you envision things before you go somewhere.
Well, that's when you get invited places. That's usually, you know.
Yeah.
I dated people. That's where I got the image.
And then, yeah.
Dated a guy.
Not-
with
Paul
the
had a
futon.
futon.
You know what? Not everything is Corey Feldman's house.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
I want to go to Corey Feldman's
Oh
house.
my God, it was so much fun. It was.
Yeah. We were in a pool with Corey Feldman in Hawaii.
That's
Remember
right.
that? Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Was it in Hawaii?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
He's an interesting bird,
Yeah,
I must say.
That's the closest I've come.
He's a true child of Hollywood.
Have you seen him perform?
Yeah, I mean on TV I saw his
The, like
band.
the band, you
with
mean?
the girls.
Yes.
Yeah.
His angels.
His
angels.
They had him on the Today
And that-
Show for some reason once, and I
Performing.
saw it. Yes.
Right.
It was amazing.
And
It
then
was
when-
incredible.
because the internet was, of course, having a blast with that. He was very upset and like crying. He and
I
his angels
know.
like crying, like we really work hard.
He does. He was performing because I live in St. Charles, Illinois, and the land of
You
Lincoln,
do?
proudly. And no one ever goes there to perform. And he contacts me to say, "I'm performing like 2 blocks away from your house. Can you come see me in the Angels?" And this was right after that controversy. And I'm like,
Oh, yeah.
"Abso-fucking-lutely." Cut to the day. I'm like,
Are you in the St. Charles that
Like,
is
fuck.
outside of St. Louis?
"No,
No.
Oh, that's
that's
the other
Missouri, but I'm
Chicago.
right smack in the middle.
Mhm.
No, well,
Very
actually, it's
pretty.
north.
It's a retreat.
No, but I mean, there's a St. Charles in
There is a
Illinois
Missouri.
that's. But is it?
There's one in Missouri. Yep. Because whenever I Google like restaurants near me, St. Charles,
Yeah, it comes
Missouri
up.
comes up, and I'm
It
like,
does come up.
fuck.
And then there's
But it's
Lake
right
St.
on the
Charles.
Yeah.
Can't they come up with anything original?
I did an award show once with Corey Feldman where we do the pre-read, before he goes out and gives.
Was he wearing
does the
leather?
talk. No, but he was wearing these super
Chaps.
dark sunglasses, the mirrored sunglasses, and he has to read his thing before he goes out, and he couldn't see it. So,
Did you take them off?
no, so I'm like, you're saying all the words wrong. And he's like, am I? And I was like, yeah, why don't you take off the glasses? And he's like, that's not going to happen. I'll just, can you give me the gist of it and I'll just make it up when I'm out there? Wouldn't read it.
How does someone like Corey Feldman like make a living?
He keeps
don't
going.
What is he doing? I should IMDb. I can answer that question.
He must get some sort of sponsorship or something.
From who and what?
I think if you have
What
any
show
kind of
what
fame
show was he
today
on?
at all,
What was his TV
can-
show?
Movies.
It was
He was in movies.
Great movies.
There's lots of movies.
yes. Well, he was in Stand by Me.
Yeah.
Was his
Yeah,
movie.
with Jerry O'Connell, who I just
Yes,
worked with,
Jerry
yeah.
O'Connell, and also
But you
Yeah.
know how fast
Will
money
Wheaton.
runs out.
oh god,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he.
Boy,
I don't know if he ever had.
Yeah.
money.
Maybe he keeps his nuts small. Maybe he doesn't overextend.
Maybe he doesn't spend money.
Yeah.
Maybe.
He
Because
definitely.
maybe he gets.
Oh,
it
you
from
know what?
different
He
sources.
probably didn't marry my first wife.
that would do it.
Yeah.
That would
Or
make
spend it
anybody
on big
rich.
T-
Yeah.
flat screen
Yeah.
TVs. I mean, he lived in a humble house, and I've always got along with him. I think he's a really nice guy, but I
Yeah.
always feel
Friendly.
sorry for people like that. I'm like, you can't go work at fucking Kentucky Fried Chicken after you become a huge celebrity when you're young. It's
Yeah.
No.
what do you do?
You're kind of stuck.
You know
You
who
will
did?
constantly be judged.
Betty Hutton.
What?
Is that
I'm just a little
true?
grinded. Yeah, the star. She was one of the
It's
biggest
silent in
stars.
current news.
She was a huge star in the 40s.
Yes. What did she end up doing?
went and worked
she was a
at a
AFC was
she was
another-
found. She was a waitress in New York at like Lindy's.
Really?
Yeah.
See, I love that.
At the end, yeah.
Wow.
Oh,
Yeah.
Well, you know-
honest money.
Back then in Hollywood,
She
the
was the cutest.
stars that you thought were rich weren't
Mhm.
because the studios owned their houses,
Right.
had all their money, they owned everything.
So as long as it
and
was
once their career was
contract,
over, they had nothing to show
Yeah.
for it.
pull the rug out.
You're
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. Ronald
But you know-
Coleman didn't even get to keep his mustache.
That's terrible.
Yeah.
Well, that is an old
Yeah.
reference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that reference
Sadly,
that
I'm right
reference
in
was
there.
on parchment.
it's real, guys. Smithy.
Oh my God, Jackie.
Yeah. Jackie, by the way, she just does accents the whole time.
Yeah.
That's all I do.
Yeah.
Oh, and I play my recurring character of Vine Street crack whore.
I played it earlier. I got kicked out smoking out front.
Well, you did.
Did you really?
Oh.
I was on the property, but like by a bush, like
Oh.
hiding smoking. And then the security guard came out and he's like, you can't be here. I go, in the bush hiding? And he's like, I go, where can I smoke? And he goes, in front of the building. And I go, but I am in front of the building. He goes, no,
That front.
you got to go way in front. It's 2 feet. You're going to make me go 2 feet so I can publicly smoke in front of your building. So everyone can see that I'm smoking in front of your building. Isn't that worse than having me hide in a bush? Smoking has gotten, you can hear my lungs.
Yeah.
It's really working out for
Yeah.
me. I
Yeah.
wanted to lower my register and it's working. But
Well,
it-
you just found out it's bad for you, right?
No, she doesn't know that.
You
She
found-
doesn't know.
No, tell her later.
You found an
Tell
old.
her.
You found
tell you
an
later.
old.
I know.
Tell her.
Found a 40-year-old Time magazine.
I don't,
Read it.
I don't trust control groups.
Sources say.
But it's gotten so bad. They legalized marijuana, which is fucking amazing.
Yeah.
But you can't smoke.
Right.
Yeah.
That is weird.
It is.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah. When God
Smoking is
closes the door, He
Force for you.
I mean, I'm glad.
tells you pot.
I'm glad. I'm all
Thank
for
God
healing
for
with
wine.
medicinal.
Yeah.
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 Does that music mean
I
we're
live
done?
on CBD.
No, it seems
It means we could be done.
we could, or we
but
could.
we could keep going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's my minute and a half.
It's letting us know that we're free to
Jenny
be done.
has an amazing
You're free to be
show.
done, but I don't
You're
think we
done.
should be.
Jenny has an amazing show.
Oh, I don't.
I was on your show. No,
Yes.
I'm plugging it. I'm just saying
Yeah.
that. Everyone knows your show.
Yeah,
All right.
your show's famous. Your show's actually like bigger and bigger and bigger all the time now.
It is. It's doing really good. It's serious.
You've been doing it like 5 years now.
5 years in next month.
Oh,
That's
congratulations.
I know. They said, what should we do? You want us to throw you a party? I go, how about a fucking billboard?
Yeah.
I'll take
Oh,
some promotion.
Yeah. I remember for the first 5 minutes of it, you weren't on camera. Like when it just started, they weren't filming.
No,
you
they
doing
weren't
it.
filming.
And she was like, "It's the best job. I show up in my pajamas. I don't have to wear any makeup." And then when she goes, "Fuck," and like,
I know. That's why I wear sunglasses a lot. Because I'm like, who we got today? And then I measure the celebrity, like how big they are. I'll put makeup on.
who
If they're
does
not
your
that good,
makeup?
I'll
Who
do-
does your makeup?
I have to do it.
Do you still do it?
I have to do it every
You
morning.
do really good makeup.
Out of
Oh my
desperation.
god.
Yeah. So if say I was on, would you even comb your hair?
If I was on, would you even show up?
I wouldn't record it, Paul.
So I was like, why isn't the light on?
Why isn't anyone else
I've been here. Yeah, where is everybody?
Jenny's down the
Why
hall
was the
with
parking
Howard
so
Stern.
easy?
Yeah.
I so wish it's really fun interviewing celebrities that you absolutely have no idea about or care
Right.
about.
Yeah.
But I've gotten really good at listening.
Do you
That's
dish?
a good.
Do you if you have a bad interview?
Yeah.
Do you?
They walk out
talk-
the door and I say,
Do you
they
talk
suck
about having
so
a bad? Yeah, you talk about having a bad interview.
Yes.
After.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But not
Because you don't care
not
about
jury.
them ever coming on ever again.
Even,
And they still might,
could,
right?
They could. They still might. Who knows? I don't know. So I have to be myself on the show. So I just say what I feel. So if they kind of are, if they are one word answers, and I'm sure you guys have dealt with it, like, yes,
Oh, yeah.
no, you're like, fucking A, can you talk? Or the publicist is staring them down, then I'll talk some major smack.
Who have you made the angriest?
Tara
in
Reid.
your-
Tara-
Yeah, I saw that.
Wait a minute.
I saw that. That made the Google
She
News
stormed out.
crawl.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. First, you'd have to wake her up.
I should put her in rehab first. Is more like it.
Yeah.
She was
Did
super messed up.
Was she messed up when she was?
Oh
when
my
she was-
God, beyond. I almost think that the publicity department of Sharknado said, okay, let's take her out as many as we can fucked up so we can get as much publicity, because they'll do publicity about her being fucked up and we'll get more press for the movie. Because it was literally like a Weekend at Bernie's. They were carrying her in like a hot mess. And then I'm trying to be super nice to her, and I'm just asking her questions like this and she's being a real cunt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
There's the
No,
word right
yeah,
there.
no.
so finally I had
That's
enough
the rule.
and just,
Did you get any? Did she talk to you afterwards? Like, did you get
no,
a
she
message
stormed
or
out.
anything?
I said, good luck with Sharknado 18. And then she stormed out.
That's a funny number. 18. That was a good choice.
You know
Good
it's
choice.
going to happen.
That's a good number.
That's scary.
Oh fuck yeah!
That's a good number.
I'm like,
Wow.
which body part can she lose now?
Who was the best interview you ever had?
You know who surprised me the most was Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
I was
Very emotional guy.
very spiritual. Like, I love talking about consciousness and being awake and all that spiritual shit. And he is woke. Like, he is super, like, not at all what I thought he'd be. I thought he'd be like, what's going on, Jenny?
Oh my god, that's amazing.
And he was,
She's got a lot of voices.
Dave, you should be doing that impression. That was really
I'm a
good.
little angry because
That was one of
kind of
yours.
my thing.
That was one of yours.
but he was one of my favorites because he surprised me the most. Yeah. I
Wow.
was like, damn, I could have talked to him forever.
He had a one-man show.
That's right.
And I remember when I did a Tony's and we had him in the opening because he had this Broadway show at the time, and had him there at the he came by. I was so excited to see him.
Of course.
And the whole joke was he comes out for a second, dances with Neil Patrick Harris, and then tries to bite his ear, right? And during the rehearsal, he came, I thought, so close to biting Neil's ear right off.
Oh, shit.
Because he went, ha! Like,
Because he's committed.
How
yeah, he was
amazing that.
committed.
Yeah.
He was like, he wanted
Yeah.
to do the best job he
right.
could possibly do.
Yeah.
Oh, God, I was 4 rows from that ring when he chewed off that ear.
Wow.
Wow. Vander Holyfield.
Oh my God.
It was,
Wow.
I was like, it looked like labia again. Here I go.
Yeah.
Going across the ring.
You're allowed
But
to say that.
It was, but then the crazy thing is that happened. And then you look around and there were fights breaking out in the whole arena. Like everyone started fighting with each other. So my manager was like, we got to get out of here. And we start going through the MGM and then everyone starts running down the hallways. We go into the casino and then you hear gunfire. And then the tables are being knocked over. And so I, of course, run faster than the old guy I was dating and jumped over barricades, ran all the way to the strip,
Shit.
flagged down a car, got in a woman's car. It was a teacher. And I'm like, there's a shooting at MGM. I'm gonna... Didn't make the news anywhere.
Weird.
Because they kept everything so quiet so people don't get scared back
Couldn't
then.
do that now.
Now-
No
it was-
way.
it was
It's all-
all-
everybody's
Be
got a
live,
phone now. You
right?
can finish.
It would be live.
Wasn't there a guy flew in on a kite or a parachute during that thing too, or is that something else? Right into the ring. Do you remember that? Or am I crazy?
That's right. No, that was from something. I don't know where, though. That was.
That was that Clint Eastwood movie.
Oh, right. Where Eagles Dare.
Yeah, that was it.
I was going in my head, Coachella?
Yeah, no.
Wow.
Wow.
That's all I know.
Pretty interesting.
Wow, Jenny. It's always fun. To
It is
see
fun.
You.
I had fun. It's fun. I come back anytime.
Wow.
All
Were
right.
you? Well, you
I just
will-
invited myself, so yeah.
All right.
Great.
I want to hear more stories about Martin Landau.
Yeah, I'd like to hear some James Caan stories if we can. Do
Oh, I've
those.
heard some.
I've got a few.
heard.
I've got you. We should play like a wheel, like spin around the celebrity and it lands, and I'll have this.
That's a
fucking
great
thing.
idea.
When you
Yeah.
come, I'm gonna have one ready.
If you, we'll build one of those.
Yeah.
I would love that.
That's great.
Right?
The Wheel of Jenny.
I thought Martin Landau was Nosferatu first time.
Like in for real, like in the actual vampire.
They're like, no.
That's
Don't forget to check out Miss October 1993.
That's right.
That's right.
Oh my
Go
God.
Bush.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
I have to read.
Okay, me too.
Oh my God,
All
you
right.
guys have work on this
Yeah,
thing?
yeah.
we come
Well,
down-
this is their only work.
This is
They
where
don't
you-
even know, didn't
I
even know
just
you
don't
were
like
coming in.
reading. I
No
don't like it.
prep.
I always feel like I have homework.
I know.
Okay, do it, Paul.
Well, we do want to thank the people who
I don't want to do it.
But
who
can you
made-
do it in a real commercially voice?
You know what?
Yeah, do it, do
Can
it,
I
do
just
it.
say Jenny is a
I did what
trained,
Steve Jobs.
trained radio personality. She's.
Trey.
I gotta say, compared to when we met, in
Her
the
voice.
'90s,
Mhm.
and your speaking, your ability to
Bravo.
host and speak, though this radio thing
It's been
has
very
put
helpful.
you like amazing.
Thanks,
So
Paul.
I'd like you to read it.
It's a cigarette. It's a cigarette
So-
too.
How about this? I don't have my
In the
glasses.
spirit
Well,
of
here.
Tom Sawyer.
You're blind.
I'm gonna-
Blind is a bad.
I'm going to thank Dustin Knaus, Lauren Afnier,
See, it's
Caitlin
really easy.
Rushing, and Hazel Tito for making this show possible. And really, I'm just laying the blame at their feet. So, and Paul, I think you have something to read.
I do. It's written here.
Yeah.
Subscribe to Don't Say with Paul and Dave on iTunes, Stitcher, Spotify, and Mjorgen. I just made
Yeah,
up the last
yeah.
Oh,
one.
IKEA.
Everywhere, like
That's
her-
like
I know.
IKEA.
'Cause you got to
Wherever you
think,
get your podcasts.
if you're hearing this, you've already listened to the show once, so you've got
You're
nothing.
not gonna be
You're not
back.
pure anymore. Why not
Well,
listen to it again?
Right.
Follow us on Twitter and Instagram.
Yep. Instagroin.
That's what it says.
And Grinder.
And at Don't Say Paul Dave. There's no
Yeah.
No.
I don't care.
Oh, Jackie's drunk.
Oh,
What?
boy.
Fuck you.
Oh,
You don't know me.
the crack whore finally showed up.
Oh,
I wouldn't let me up in the elevator, and then I said I was Miss Playboy in 1975,
Yep.
and they said I don't care, and I showed them my vagina, and they kicked me out,
Yep.
and I got in, and I asked somebody, please can I go, and they let me go.
Yep.
I just used the toilet. I'm very sorry.
That's all right, because I know that you do blow people for Chipotle.
I
so
do.
You,
I do.
You do need some. You need a toilet.
I
eventually.
blow it for a bowl and I hand job for the one with just
Burrito?
cheese.
Oh, yeah.
called a chipotle.
What's it called?
Chipotle, I think.
No,
I believe it's too.
ask the Mexican
The
lady.
Mexican lady, yeah.
What's the thing? It's just
Señorita.
cheese and
Quesadilla.
Called-
quesadilla.
It's called a
Hand
taco.
job for a quesadilla.
It's a taco.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
Bye.
That's another term for cunt, right?
And after all that, she still wants validation.
Yeah. Well, it's been a delight.
Thank you.
Jenny,
It's
you
been
are
an
a
absolute
delight. Thank you
It was
so much.
So much fun.
And can't wait to get home and Google.
Oh, so much Googling.
Yeah.
And but until
Push.
and until next time.
See you next Tuesday.